Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're continuing on reading SAVITRI. We left off in Book 2, Canto 15, the beginning of Canto 15, which is titled The Kingdom. It's titled The Kingdom of the Greater Knowledge. After a measureless moment of the soul, again returning to these surface fields, out of the timeless depths where he had sunk, he heard once more the slow tread of the hours. All once perceived and lived was far away. Himself was to himself his only seen, above the witness and his universe. He stood in a realm of boundless silences, awaiting the voice that spoke and built the worlds. A light was round him wide and absolute, a diamond purity of eternal sight. A consciousness lay still, devoid of forms, free, worldless, uncoerced by sign or rule. Forever content with only being and bliss, a sheer existence lived in its own peace, on the single spirit's bare and infinite ground. Out of the sphere of mind he had arisen. He had left the reign of nature's hues and shades. He dwelt in his colorless purity. It was a plane of undetermined spirit that could be a zero or round sum of things. Excuse me. A state in which all ceased and all began, all it became that figures the absolute, a high vast peak whence spirit could see the worlds, a calm's wide epiphany, wisdom's mute home, a lovely station of omniscience, a diving board of the eternal's power, a white floor in the house of all delight. Here came the thought that passed beyond thought. Hear the still voice which our listening cannot hear, the knowledge by which the knower is the known, the love in which beloved and lover are one. All stood in an original plenitude, hushed and fulfilled before they could create the glorious dream of their universal acts. Here was engendered the spiritual birth. Here closed the finite's crawl to the infinite. A thousand roads leaped into eternity, or singing ran to meet God's veilless face. The known released him from its limiting chain. He knocked at the doors of the unknowable, thence gazing with an immeasurable outlook, one with self's inlook into its own pure vast. He saw the splendor of the spirit's realms, the greatness and wonder of its boundless works, the power and passion leaping from its calm, the rapture of its movement and its rest, and its fire-sweet miracle of a transcendent life, a million pointing undivided grasp of its vision of one same stupendous all, its inexhaustible acts in a timeless time, a space that is its own infinity, a glorious multiple of one radiant self, answering to joy with joy, to love with love. All there were moving mansions of God bliss. Eternal and unique they live the one. Their forces are great outbursts of God's truth, and objects are its pure spiritual shapes. Spirit no more is hid from its own view. All sentience is a sea of happiness, and all creation is an act of light. Out of the neutral silence of his soul he passed to its fields of prescience and of calm, and saw the powers that stand above the world, traversed the realms of the supreme idea, and sought the summit of created things, and the almighty source of the cosmic change, Their knowledge called him to her mystic peaks, where thought is held in a vast internal sense, and feeling swims across a sea of peace, and vision climbs beyond the reach of time, an equal of the first creator seers. Accompanied by an all-revealing light, he moved through regions of transcendent truth, inward amidst innumerable one. Their distance was his own huge spirit's extent, delivered from the fictions of the mind. Time's triple dividing step baffled no more. Its inevitable and continuous stream, the long flow of its manifesting course, was held in spirit's single wide regard. A universal beauty showed its face. The invisible deep fraught significances here sheltered behind form's insensible screen uncovered to him their deathless harmony, and the key to the wonder book of common things in their uniting law stood up revealed. The multiple measures of the upbuilding force, the lines of the world geometers technique, the enchantments that uphold the cosmic web, and the magic underlying simple shapes on peaks where silence listens with still heart to the rhythmic meters of the rolling whirls. He served the sessions of the triple fire on the rim of two continents of slumber and trance. He heard the ever unspoken reality's voice, awakening revelation's mystic's cry, the birthplace found of the sudden infallible word, and lived in the rays of an intuitive sun, absolute from the ligaments of death and sleep. He rode the lightning seas of cosmic mind and crossed the ocean of original sound. One last step to the supernal birth. He trod along extinction's narrow edge near the high verges of eternity and mounted the golden ridge of the world dream. Between the Slayer and the Savior fires, the belt he reached of the unchanging truth. Met borders of the inexpressible light. And thrilled with the presence of the ineffable. Above him he saw the flaming hierarchies, the wings that fold around created space. Man, this gives some amazing visualizations in the third eye. Unreal. The wings that fold around created space, the sun-eyed guardians of the golden sphinx, and the tiered plains and the immutable lords, a wisdom waiting on omniscience, set voiceless in a vast passivity. It judged not, measured not strove to know, but listened for the veiled all-seeing thought and the burden of a calm transcendent voice. He had reached the top of all that can be known. His sight surpassed creation's head and base. Ablaze the triple heavens revealed their sons. Hallelujah. Ablaze the triple heavens reveal their sons, the obscure abyss exposed in monstrous rule. All but the ultimate mystery was his field. Almost the unknowable disclosed its rim. His self-infinities began to emerge. The hidden universes cried to him. Eternities called to eternities, sending their speechless message still remote. Arisen from the marble of the depths and burning from the superconscious heights. Excuse me. And sweeping in great horizontal gyres, a million energies joined and were the one. All flowed immeasurably to one sea. All living forms became its atom homes. a pan energy that harmonized all life. Panergy, a panergy, held now existence in its vast control, a portion of that majesty he was made. At will he lived in the unoblivious ray, in that high realm where no truth can come, where all are different and all is one. In the impersonal's ocean without shore, the personal in the world spirit anchored road. It thrilled with the mighty marchings of world force. Its acts were the comrades of God's infinite peace, an adjunct glory and a symbol self. The body was delivered to the soul, at a mortal point of power, a block of poise. In the cosmicity's wide formless surge, a conscious edge of the transcendence might, carving perfection from a bright world stuff. It figured in it a universes since their consciousness was a close and single weft. Excuse me. The far and near were one in spirit space. The moments there were pregnant with all time. The superconscious screen was ripped by thought. Whoa. Idea rotated symphonies of sight. Sight was a flame thrown from identity. Life was a marvelous journey of the spirit, feeling away from the universal bliss and the kingdom of the spirit's power and light. As if one who arrived out of the infinity's womb, he came newborn, infant and limitless, and grew in the wisdom of the timeless child. He was a vast that soon became a son. Ooh, wow, S-U-N. A great luminous silence whispered to his heart, his knowledge and in view caught unfathomable, and out view by no brief horizons cut. He thought and felt in all his gaze had power. He communed with the incommunicable. Beings of a wider consciousness were his friends. Forms of a larger, subtler make drew near. The gods conversed with him behind life's veil. Neighbor, his being grew to nature's crest. The primal energy took him in its arms. It's like this fucking describes my third death experience. But crazy. Oh, man, we'll have to talk about that another time. My mind is blown. Oh, next line, look at this. 302, first line. His brain was wrapped in overwhelming light. It has been ever since I came back from that. I've forever been trying to look for words to put to my experience. I have not been able to even come close to finding them. They're all in here. He wrote them. He had the words in 1951, many years before I ever came and had my death experience, was born, lived, died, and came back for the third time. He wrote this way before that. It's mind-blowing. And as I said that, the next line is, his brain was wrapped in overwhelming light. It has been ever since that day. And all embracing knowledge sees his heart. Yeah, I came back and all I could think and want to know, and filled my mind was something that I had never really thought before in this lifetime. The statement was love and light, all one. I'm like, wow, if I bring that back to the homies, I don't know what they'll do. They might straight mob on me. We might not be homies anymore after that. But it would burn so hard, so deep in my heart. And it's all I could think of. That's when I started to search deeper. What is this? What is this love and light all one that I keep thinking and want to tell everyone? I need to figure out what it's about first. So I went into a steep spiritual dive, and I've been at it ever since, and I love it. Thank you, Sri AUROBINDO, who was the one who led me off the cloud on my third death experience and ushered me past my spiritual family, talked to me, imparted wisdom, and then ushered me to the light. Still white magnetic light is what I call it, like the source of all. And we had a talk, and man, let me get back to this book. This is mind-blowing, like beyond mind-blowing, because this was over 13 years ago that this third death experience occurred in my life, and I've been trying to when I have time, just meditate on it and make a greater cosmic sense of it all, wrap it all together, see how it affects the future, present, and past, which is the moment and now. And everything I've been about ever since then was bringing spiritual light down and up down to earth and up to earth and like into the heart, which is earth. New heart, new earth. And just blasting it out for the benefit of all parties involved. We're all one. His brain was wrapped in overwhelming light, and all-embracing knowledge seized his heart. Thoughts rose in him no earthly mind can hold. What am I telling you? Mights played that never coursed through mortal nerves. He scanned the secrets of the overmind. He bore the rapture of the oversoul, a border of the empire of the sun. S-U-N. All one. Attuned to the supernal harmonies, he linked creation to eternal sphere. His finite parts approached their absolutes. His action framed the movements of the gods. His will took up the reins of cosmic force. Period. End Canto 15. End of Book 2. Wow. I hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am. Next we start Book 3. The Book of the Divine Mother. Ta-dow. How you like me now? How you like me now? Ta-dow. I can't wait. I'm going to go get a snack and another glass of water. Hopefully by then this decongestant I took is kicked in, so I won't be sniffling as much. But I love you all. We're all one. Victory to the divine light. Know that love already won. Corazón te melón. I see you soon, I hope. And if not, we're still all one.